Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. Since his reelection in November, President Trump has championed several figures who regularly share largely disproven theories, frequently referred to as conspiracy theories. Tiffany Hsu joins me now from San Francisco. She's a technology reporter for the New York Times who recently wrote about this. Tiffany, I'm going to pay you a very high compliment. I'm going to read the lead of your story because I wish I had written it myself. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, control room is going to be very aggravated with me. We don't have a graphic on this. Just please listen. It's going to be worth your time. People who question whether the earth is round, a fact understood by the ancient Greeks and taught to American children in elementary school, might have been political pariahs a decade ago. Now, they're running local Republican parties in Georgia and Minnesota and seeking public office in Alabama. Wow. Explain to me, based on your reporting, Tiffany, what the potential ramifications of that might be.
Well, when you think about these formerly very fringe conspiracy theories suddenly appearing in the halls of power, they're suddenly in very close proximity to policymakers and policies affect the average American. So if you have people who believe that, as a recent Truth Plus documentary claims, that lizard people descended from aliens are running the world's major religions, that if people who believe things like that are controlling the policy that controls our lives, there might be something to be a little worried about.
And during the QAnon phenomenon that grew up and sort of got very accelerated during lockdowns during COVID, this lizard people thing was a real thing.
And I can't believe I'm saying this, but this goes even beyond QAnon at this point. We've got people who believe in flat Earth, people who believe that 9/11 was an inside job, people who believe that there are two shooters involved in the JFK assassination. These are far out conspiracy theories that are now fully in the mainstream. These are being voiced by cabinet members, by people who run agencies, by members of Congress, by the president's right-hand man. These are people who are figures of authority saying these sorts of things.
When you reference the president's right-hand man, please name check that person for me.
That would be the man known as Elon Musk, who has recently suggested that all of the gold inside Fort Knox has been stolen, despite there being no evidence to back that up. And two, not one, but two, a former finance secretary saying, no, last time they checked, that gold is still there.
Talk to my audience about chemtrails and RFK Jr.
So RFK Jr. is, of course, now the Secretary of the Department of Health and Human Services, who has recently pledged his agency's support in the battle against chemtrails. Now, these are not a real thing. They're actually contrails, which are essentially the water vapor that comes out of the engines of high-flying aircraft. Now, it seems that RFK has bought in at least somewhat into a conspiracy theory that those contrails are actually full of toxins that, according to some people, are used for mind control or to control the weather. And so he has said that his agency will be there to fight the good fight against that.
And you write that there's a kind of misdirection or three-card Monte effect to all this, meaning you look over here, but the real action is over here, and that may serve a governmental purpose, though not easily detectable one?
Yeah, so several of the experts that I've spoken to about political communications have explained that if you're promising people something that they can't really fact check, like you're solving the chemtrail problem when chemtrails don't actually exist, you take their attention away from real problems, problems that you should probably be focusing on with policy or funding. But if you're distracting them, you don't have to prove that you've solved or have not solved those very real problems that people are dealing with.
Is anyone in Congress doing this?
Is anyone in Congress doing this? I would say quite a few. There's a woman named Anna Paulina Luna, who is now a second-term representative from Florida, who is heading a task force to declassify federal secrets, who believes that there were two shooters involved in the JFK assassination. So she's now in charge of looking into conspiracy theories. I guess she wouldn't call them conspiracy theories, but ideas of unidentified anomalous phenomenon, or UFOs, the COVID-19 pandemic, and files related to 9/11, and Jeffrey Epstein's client list.
Tiffany Hsu of the New York Times. Fascinating read. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.